All right, looks like
We're
we
here.
are live.
Awesome.
Gonna ping.
Cool. I got the comments feed up. That'll all feed in there, right?
Yeah, on the right side there.
Yep. Okay. Wasn't sure. I know in the past, like, where's this streaming to? YouTube, right?
Yeah, we're on YouTube right now.
It's all on one. It'll show up here. Cool. I know we've had something else in the past. Cool. Let's give it another minute and then we'll dive in. But good to see everybody. Happy Friday. Excited for the rewards program season 1 to come next week. And yeah, drop questions in the chat. We'll kind of do a little bit of a state of the union. I'll talk about it at a high level. Michael will jump in and then we'll go from there. What's up, APG? I'll give it until my clock strikes 103 Eastern, and then I'll just jump in.
Sure, AJ, while we're waiting, so Super Bowl done. What's next on the horizon for you? Now that football's done, what's the next few months look like for you?
Football's not done.
Season.
Yeah, the season's done. Playing's done. What's up, gang? But we have free agency coming up here in a month. The NFL Combine in 2 weeks. I'll be out in Indianapolis for the Combine. Then free agency and then the draft. So these next couple of months stay busy in the football side. And then obviously baseball season's coming, which is exciting. Listen, sports are a year-round calendar in the year 2024. It used to be a quieter period in the offseason, but offseason, the draft, free agency, that's news. And that's really where we get to do our job, right? The players play, and then we got to do our job. So let's jump in. So excited. I've said this before, but I'll restate it. Season 0, we learned a lot. We rolled out a few different things. We obviously had the PFP that was minted, and you got an allotment of points based on the passes that you held with a multiplier there. The best thing we've done in regards to season 1 has been to really rely and lean into the community that's actively participating. We sent out a survey and got over 200 results back. Those 200 results really informed how we went about this. So really excited about it. And, some of the things that we learned from were, 1, we created a lower barrier to entry to enter in regards to the hat. So we've got these new hats, well, some new, some old, some new designs in there. And I love what those guys at Bartbridge do. So got some beautiful hats. The total price point for the hat plus your rewards points is $50. Yes, the hat doesn't cost $50 to make, but hat plus the rewards benefits is how we came up to that price tag. We wanted something that was more accessible. And then, for people that participate in season 1, this isn't, I should have waited for season 1. You're getting less points because it's a less, there's this multiplier and things so we took that all into account. I actually had somebody reach out to me and say, hey, should I buy season 1 before season 2 drops? I'm like, first of all, I'm conflicted. I shouldn't be giving you this advice, but you'll see what you see. And I think if you participate in season 1, there's definitely a benefit, season 0, there's definitely a benefit, but we took everybody's feedback. We accounted for season 0 holders. We accounted for the fact that we want to grow the holder base. So we lowered the price point. The other thing that I think is going to be a drastic difference is the redemptions. I think that, again, based on the feedback, we had a belief that these regional events would be more of an exciting aspect of the rewards program. Missed the mark. I'll take the L there. I thought that would be something that people wanted more of. And so we're definitely shifting gears. We're focusing on the things that people liked within rewards, and then we're adding some new experiences. Adrian, I'll call out your question. You asked, do points from season 0 carry over? The answer is yes. So again, within the feedback and understanding this community, we knew that, people made a leap and invested and spent more than even the $50 price point for season 1 into season 0. So we did not want to leave that crew empty-handed with unused points. So that was something that we thought about quite a bit. And I can assure you, if your points were not carrying over, you would have known a long time ago. We would have given you plenty of time to spend those points. But good news, Adrian, points carry over from season 0 to season 1. The thing that I'm excited about is I think we're leaning into certain aspects of the rewards program that I think got the best feedback and was the most fun. And just a combination of the surveys and then a combination of us doing our own thing and feeling things. This idea of digital experiences and digital competitions. And so, one example of that is for the Hollow as Alpha digital component. We had a fun little surprise initiative where we played trivia for the first half with all the participants. Nobody knew that coming in, or at least they didn't have much notice. Maybe they found out the night before, but we kind of dropped this trivia thing on them. Gary and I played with everybody. I ended up finishing in 5th place out of the group. I think Gary finished in 3rd. And then we surprised and delighted people. Everybody that beat me, except for my brother, I didn't give him the prize. But the 3 people that beat me, that was not Gary, they got a wild card, which was a big prize that we wanted to give out. And then Gary, I also think, sent prizes to 1st and 2nd place. I think V-Friends Series 2 goes. So that was fun. That got such good energy within the community and chatter. And so, I think we're going to scale that initiative and include our athletes. So I think of fun, lightweight things like trivia or online casual games, whether it's like a card game or a board game or an interactive story game. No 20th place trophies, Adrian. And so we're going to incorporate our clients into that. So we're excited about that. Gary and I are getting more involved too. I think we got a dope prize. Michael, that hasn't been revealed yet, correct?
No.
Cool. So Gary and I have a cool in-person experience that's in the rewards program. We have a bunch of ideas for digital competitions with me and our athletes, digital competitions amongst yourselves. And then, I think we also learned in terms of interactive and fun and competition and upside and surprise and delight was we're going to continue to lean into the box breaks. Those have been successful. People have been buying packs. We've been pulling some good stuff, doing some fun offshoots around pulling clients and things like that. So, feel really good about where we're going with this thing. Like I said, we learned a lot from the first go around. We want it to be better in season 1 based off season 0's feedback. We've got this blog post that has all the details you need to see. Points carry over. There is a multiplier again. We've got some bonuses for, OGs and people that participated in season 0. And let's see, I'm trying to see if I missed anything. Like I said, the digital competition. Yeah, I mean, Michael, I feel like I covered everything.
Yeah.
Sure, I missed a tiny thing or two. Why don't you fill the gaps?
Yeah, no, that was pretty much everything with season 1. Super, super excited. With season 0, it was kind of like this little nervousness feeling of like launching something new. We weren't so sure how things were going to go. We tested a lot of things. And now here we are 3-4 months later with a full season under our belts, ready to provide a whole nother experience at a cheaper price, get a bunch more people in. I think we had around 154, 155 people in season 0, definitely looking to scale that up and get as many both community members and non-community members within this rewards program, because that's something that we're trying to scale and provide utility and sports value to the VSP community and everyone outside that's seeing what we're doing. Just a fun overall experience, whether that's competing digitally against each other, redeeming sports cards, getting signed memorabilia, both from our athletes and non-athletes, and just overall providing like a fun sports experience on a continuous basis. So that's what I'd kind of say the overall goal of season 1 is. It's continuing to find the right balance of providing a great experience for you guys, the holders, and also getting a cool physical item to go along with it. And so that's where we incorporated those hats. I know it's been a hot topic around the Discord. We put them in the shop in season 0. Not many redeemed. We were figuring out the right price there. A lot of people were asking them, so we figured this is just the perfect way to incorporate those.
That's exactly right. Yeah, we wanted to, we need the cash event to trigger the rewards points. We wanted to bring in a price point that was more accessible than the last price point. And like Michael just said, we found a good product market fit for the hats. I think the hats are dope. You're getting a hat, you're getting these points, and our goal is to really have it be a gateway drug into the rewards ecosystem. We want to grow that base and grow it out. So let's see. Broder, appreciate the kind words. Just highlighting our communication here. I take pride in that. Listen, we're not perfect. We've made mistakes. The markets have been the markets, and a lot of projects have felt that. And so that's kind of the approach we've been taking. So I appreciate that. Cryptothon says, hi guys, looking slightly further ahead to season 2. Any plans to have a multiplier for long-term holding of VSP passes rather than traits only? So Cryptothon, you'll see we've already kind of dabbled with that concept a tiny bit here. Michael, when does the blog post go live again?
So the blog post is live right now.
And when it went live? Like 10 minutes ago?
So it went live like a few hours ago this morning. Before here.
So, Cryptothon, you'll see in the blog post, maybe we should drop the link for anybody that didn't see that. But we're already tinkering away and looking at, I think we should drop it in the chat. People are asking. Let's drop that link. You guys should check out the blog post. So there's a lot there. My network, all right, in regards to Magic Eden, transparently, that hasn't been a big focus. I think that our current energy is really going to the idea of leaning into the rewards program, leaning into utilizing the assets we have, like our clients, to make it unique. And then, we've been putting a lot of effort into the content creation process because we want that to be a conduit to bring more exposure to VaynerSports Pass, VaynerSports, and thus get people into the program. So, for example, we actually had a pretty nice hit on TikTok yesterday on the Sports Cappuccino page. We, at Super Bowl, one of the pieces of content that we captured with every client that came to our athlete lounge and gifting suite in Vegas was we got them to sit down and do some Q&A and have some fun with it. One of the core questions up front was how you like your coffee in terms of the color. So, obviously black being option number 1, and then, basically milk being option 9, and everything in between being some variation of brown based on it. And we had every client kind of chime in with their coffee preference on the color, and just a quick little compilation of everybody's answers, and some great athletes on there. And that video got 12,000 views on TikTok. So that's a start, right? That's our first video that got over 10,000 views after Sports Cap rebranded. I know John Sweetwood from our team did a great piece of content with Joe Pfeiffer building out the ideal MMA fighter before the Sports Cap rebrand, but just trying to get traction there and have it be something that will continue to drive a growth in our audience. Chenzo asks, any more features, upgrades in the reward shop? So I think it depends on how you describe your question, but we haven't really changed anything functionally. There's no additional investment that was made into the tech or anything like that. But what we did do in terms of new things are all laid out in the blog post. I think that, again, I take pride. Can't make everybody happy all the time, but I take a lot of pride that, man, I think we incorporated so much of the feedback that we got so consistently across the board. And I think we are improving the prizes to meet the desire of what people actually want. I think we've taken in the feedback, and even something like what Cryptothon said of like, well, what about OG long-time holders? And, we built in a bonus for that. We built in a bonus on the points for somebody that bought the PFP last season in season 0. So I feel really good about, call it the upgrades we made in the reward shop. But if you're looking, Chenzo, for like tech related upgrades or features, no, we focus more on the content than the technology at this point. Although I will say I took a really interesting meeting. I think, Michael, I might have even emailed you this morning of a interesting platform that really focuses on rewards and loyalty, and something, we're always looking, we're always exploring. I think at this juncture, the most important focus for the rewards was getting it to be something that people really want and that some people want to buy into and grow from there.
Yeah, and I know some people were asking about all the point structure. The actual image showcasing how many points you get for the hat and all the different VSPs are located in that blog. Again, similar things to what we did last time at with The Economist, provided all those different values. The hat itself is going to get you 125 points, and you could purchase up to 5 hats, 125 points for every hat that you get. And then as far as the VSP bonuses, every VSP can only be used once, just like last time in season 0. So all the VSPs restart fresh from season 1. So if you got points from them in season 0, you could still get points from them again in season 1. And you could do something like purchase 1 hat now with a bunch of VSPs, get all those points, and then a few weeks later purchase more VSPs, buy another hat, and get both the hat and the bonus points from the ones that you haven't used that. So just wanted to clear some of that up. And so we are aware that obviously the 125 is less than the 500 that was provided in season 0. That's where we did the different price differential there. But there will be a lot of stuff in that shop that won't cost a lot of points. Even someone just coming in, just buying the hat with 125 will have kind of like guaranteed stuff for them to be able to participate in, whether that's getting a pack of cards, participating in the digital competitions, getting points for sweepstakes. So it's going to be a mix of like lower tier stuff, middle tier, high tier, just based on how many points you have, you'll be able to access some of them.
Cool. Question I'm going to take is the one from Broder. How is Sports Cappuccino going to be connected to VSP? So the main idea is that the same team that works on VSP is working on Sports Cappuccino. So it's completely connected from a resource perspective. The main objective is to broaden awareness of the VSP ecosystem and the rewards program by building an audience and building exposure. And so we're still in the audience building mode. It's early goes. We got a few thousand on Instagram, We got 505 on TikTok. So we need to get there. We need, TikTok kind of a hits-based business. We need a few great viral videos to really start building up, I think, our organic audience. And we're still working on our voice and I think finding a good one. But the idea is that we're featuring the same athletes in Sports Cappuccino that are being featured in VaynerSports Pass. And the idea is that we're going to use it as a gateway drug, basically, to promote the rewards program. So as we build a great audience, we'll be plugging in the rewards program. We'll be announcing the rewards program, etc. Hey, guys, I need to go for 1 minute. This is Sauce Gardner calling me. I'm dealing with something with him. I'll be 1 minute. How do I mute? I'll be right back.
All right, you're good, AJ. Yeah. So, just for context, for those that don't know, Sports Cappuccino, we launched that right at the start of 2024. Kind of a new sports media property that allows us to just put out a lot of content that we weren't able to do on the actual VaynerSports agency side of things. Very lighthearted, some with our athletes, some with the team, with the overall goal of just trying to expand and grow that larger community base of sports fans so that we can kind of push them down to funnel into stuff like this in the rewards program. And so once we were in the Super Bowl there in the suite with all the athletes, that was something that AJ was talking about, where we kind of took advantage of that and filmed a lot of content. And that's kind of the goal with that. So moving down, Austin asks, any new revenue generating ideas for the project? Obviously focusing on the rewards program right now is that priority there, and looking into different avenues, whether it be sports cards and all that. It's obviously something that we're always constantly looking into, because at the end of the day, that's what's kind of going to determine all the future of VSP, but always looking for new ideas there. Main focus, obviously, surrounding the rewards program. With teacher here, is there a limited number of hats overall? Can there be a sellout? So we do have a limited number of hats to start, although we have been in open communication with our hat vendors. If we need more, we could get more very easily. So for now, there is a number. If those sell out, we can get more there. Darren asked about more mystery boxes, please. Yeah, we've explored something, some new mystery ideas coming in season 1. For context, we charged, I think it was around 400 points as one of the redeemable items in the reward shop, where they just paid 400 points and got a mysterious package. Some of it was NFTs, some of it was all different sports memorabilia stuff. Darren, let me know if you got your package there. That was a cool item. So talking about the part about 5 hats. So in season 1, you are only able to purchase a maximum of 5 hats. So we have 12 different hat SKUs, 12 different ones, 10 different Barbridge ones with the VSP logo on them, and then 2 different ones that are black and white in VaynerSports. So every hat that you purchase is another 125 points. Every hat is the same price, $50. Every hat, 125 points. Every single time you purchase that one hat, you are able to get bonus points from your VSPs if they haven't been used yet. So if February 22nd comes around, launches, you have 10 VSPs, you buy one hat, you get the 125 points plus all the 10 bonus points. All the bonus points from those 10 VSPs. 1 week later, you buy 3 or 4 VSPs and you purchase another hat, you'll get, again, the 125 plus the bonus points from those 3 or 4 VSPs. The 10 VSPs that you had earlier, you won't be able to get more bonus points for, because you can only have it once per season. You can only get points 1 per season. So I hope that clears it up. Let me know. I could chat about it offline. So the hats are snapback. I saw some people asking about, like, oh, is it going to fit me? So that, I think that should take care of that. We could look into getting, I think, like circumference numbers someone was asking about, but I mean, I don't wear hats, so I don't know too much about it. But if it's snapback, I think it should be good for everyone, right, AJ?
I don't want to misspeak, if I'm being honest. That's all. I just don't want to
fair.
By the way, sorry, everybody. You just got a good real-time view of being a sports agent. I'm not the lead agent on a lot of guys, which allows me to do all the things. But, Ahmad Sauce is one of the guys I'm the lead on. And just everything's fine. Just helping him work through a logistical item. So are the rewards points from merch events going to cost about the same? So, yeah, Michael, tell me if I'm misspeaking. But the idea is that you're getting less points if you're participating, because it's a $50 entry point. So it's not apples to apples. So not that the rewards points cost is changing. I just think that there's a different economy based on this, but no, it'll be in line and consistent.
Yeah. And I'll say that there will be more items that will be available for a smaller amount of points. to make up for maybe some people not getting as many. So I think in season 0, a lot of the items were kind of like middle upper tier costing a lot of points there. We're going to incorporate more stuff where a bunch of people are able to redeem at a smaller price, because we're aware that obviously people aren't getting as many points, but also some people held back their points in season 0 and might have been accumulating a stack maybe to get some bigger stuff. So we're going to have a balance of like quality, like not quality, but tiered items, I would say.
Cool. Darren Yamashita said more mystery boxes, please.
Yeah.
We're good on that, right, Michael? That's going to be part of the.
Yeah. So I mentioned all that stuff with the mystery boxes. He said he didn't get his yet, but it should arrive tomorrow. Darren, if you can, video all the stuff that you get there. I'd love to see your response.
I love it. Will there be more or less the same amount of IRL sports events with season 1? I would say we'll still keep them, but I would tell you, my network guy, and Michael, tell me if I'm wrong, I would say the overwhelming feedback was that I think the community wants us to focus our efforts, time, energy, and money and opportunities into other endeavors. We'll still keep some. We obviously still have the raffles. I guess anecdotally, as a percentage, it'll be less just because I think we're scaling other initiatives. But we're not going to lose sight of them. We'll still have a few. But I would just tell you, my network guy, that it's not going to be as big of an emphasis moving forward, just based on the 200 plus, responses we got to our survey. Michael, that's in line with what you're seeing as well.
Yeah. I would say so. Obviously, like, we would love to. It's also it's better to scale for us also in terms of being able to provide value to a bunch of people with this rewards program.
Right.
That's kind of where we were leaning.
Yep.
And what we learned throughout season 0.
I'm going back in the comments a bit. Austin asked, any new revenue generating ideas for the project? Did you already address that, Michael, or was that?
I was mentioning the rewards program and some sports cards initiatives that we were exploring.
Yep. So there's that. I also think, and we haven't said anything on this because it's kind of a unique one. And shout out to Cal. He's been leading the charge on this one. But we're actually going down the route, a little bit of like a B2B route, where we actually have some fascinating traction in the education space around blockchain and sports and entertainment. So believe it or not, we're actually pretty far along. I don't know if it'll get done, but we're in talks with a lot of universities in regards to us basically licensing our information and some curriculum. So kind of a smart little B2B play that Cal kind of stumbled into and has been leading the charge on. So that's one. I then also think, like you said, rewards, et cetera. But I also think the sports cappuccino play is another one. The ability to build an audience gets you a lot of opportunities to drive revenue. And so I think the double win is not only as we build sports cappuccinos as a media property, do we win in terms of how we can promote VaynerSports Pass in our rewards program, but I also think it diversifies our ability to create different revenue streams. My brother's the best example. If you have an audience, you can build businesses and build opportunities and revenue streams. So it's kind of how we're looking at the focuses right now.
Yeah. And then I'm just just want to make sure I'm explaining this right. So you can purchase all 5 hats under one wallet all at the same time. I was just providing an example. If you want to purchase 5 hats like right off the jump and get 125 times 5 and then the VSP bonus points that you have, you could totally do that. I was just providing an example of how you could kind of space that out.
Cool.
And then Chris Chartia asked, so when someone purchases points, do they enter a wallet immediately, or is there a time delay? Hypothetical situation: someone is in an auction battle and needs more points, buys second hat. So all the points should, like, the second you place your order, the points are added to your account. It's not the points are on the blockchain, so right. We have complete control of that. So that shouldn't be an issue where someone, if they need more points, could buy. I mean, it could take time for them to go and purchase all that, but
yeah, I think the main punchline, like Michael said, is that these aren't on the blockchain. So it's not entering your wallet; it's entering your profile on the site. That's just another example of us being more of a Web 2.5 project than a Web 3.0 project. That's something that we thought a lot about, and I think I'm glad, because I think we talked about accessibility and things of that nature, right? Like the user flow of somebody discovering our content on TikTok, wanting to join in. Every user is used to signing up for a website and getting involved in that capacity, but then you start entering MetaMask and the blockchain. So To Michael's point, there will be whatever amount of time it takes for you to go through and make a purchase. But in terms of the points populating to your profile page, it should be fairly instant. Austin asks, what's the idea behind limiting amount of points we can purchase? So the idea of that is, feedback that we've gotten in the past, and it is feedback that's existed in our project forever. And I think a lot of project is kind of, sorry, I'm just reading the chat, and there's a lot of good questions flowing in, and I do have to leave in a couple minutes, but we can always set up more time. The point of limiting it is honestly for accessibility. We want to have new users. We want everybody to have a chance at winning stuff. What we wanted to avoid, and we got a lot of feedback about, is a small group of users spending a lot, winning up all the rewards, buying up all the points, etc. So really, we've hired third-party economists to help us understand like the flow of points, how many points are available, projected sales, and all that. So the main thing, Austin, is just to really try to build a community beyond a small group of people kind of cornering the market on rewards, points, and opportunities. Rojo asks, any more thoughts about integrating wildcard game into the reward system, a raffle spot for a spot to play? Yeah, listen, that's definitely been thrown out. It's definitely been considered. We've been entrepreneurial with wildcard game. We obviously gave away a few wild cards from that Hollow as Alpha virtual meetup with Gary and I. We've talked about, doing raffles for things like this in the reward system. So it's definitely been talked about. And I will also say, Michael, you could put a muzzle on me, but for those that are wondering, wildcard game information coming in 2 to 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Cool. So call it early March, wildcard game season 2. You'll be getting a lot more information around. So excited about that. I got time for one more. Will we see a sports cap pod? I'm going to say no for now, but not no forever. I think our real focus on sports cap is going to be this short form snackable content, particularly on TikTok. We think that is the best place for us to win organically. It's the most meritocracy based place to build an audience. If you wanted to build an audience in 2024, I think TikTok's the best place you could do it organically. So we're going to be really focused on that. Maybe we do a podcast or two and chop up a bunch of stuff to create these short segments. But I think, we've dipped our toe into the podcast waters and, in and out. But I think I like the direction we're going now on content, and I want to lean into that for a little while longer.
Yeah.
So
we found it's more efficient to grab someone for 20 minutes and clip a bunch of segments there than sit someone down for an hour and have one long piece of content out there.
Exactly. Cool. I'm going to run to my 1:30. Michael, I know you're staying on for a bit more.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'm excited. We got season 1 launching next week. So appreciate everybody. Great questions. Appreciate everybody being here, spending the time. Appreciate everybody that's been in season 0. Appreciate everybody that's going to be in season 1. And then shout out, where was it? Who said it? David DiNuccio for what may have been the last season 0 purchaser. So I appreciate that. Appreciate the love. And Michael, take it away. Thanks, everybody. See y'all.
See you, AJ. Yeah, I'll stay on for a few here in case anyone has any more questions. So I think one of them was plans for NFT NYC. We have a few things in the mix that we're looking to do. Sean, if you're from New York, hit me on Twitter. We're looking to we have kind of a plan, but we're waiting to go out with it. Want to get just like a few more eyes on it before we go live with that. And lastly, I think I saw one more that I wanted to ask. Doer State, we should have asked AJ when he was there. I'm gonna get an answer for you on if the investors could get into season 1. Don't want to misspeak, so I'm gonna get you an answer there. Sorry, I haven't seen that. But yeah, just echoing the same sentiment as AJ. Super excited for season 1. Going to be a really fun experience at a smaller entry point compared to season 0. Again, as I said earlier, we had a bunch of learnings from season 0, 3-4 months under our belt, 200 survey responses. So looking to make this just overall better and consistently improve the program that we have right now. So yeah, if there's any more questions, again, feel free to hit me on Twitter, Discord. We're always around. If you're looking through the blog and have more questions, again, always around to answer stuff, whether in support tickets privately or on Twitter or just in public. I'm Michael G on Discord and Michael __ G3 on Twitter. Feel free, any questions you have, I'm always here for you guys. So thank you so much. Looking forward to season 1, again, launching February 22nd. We'll come out with times and we'll come out with more promotional assets just to explain it a little bit more. But thank you guys so much for the time, and we'll see you later.